Hi, and welcome to Second Impressions. This is Astound's web series where we break down real questions about marketing and we provide business leaders with insiders' insight on important issues. I'm Trevor Heaton. I've got my colleagues Greg Bond and Eric Wolf with me. Hello, gentlemen.
Well, hello, Trevor.
Well, hello. Fancy seeing you here.
Man, we got to start meeting this way.
I've been saying that for years.
Right?
This is how everybody's meeting now. Nobody gets any other chance, really.
No, it's not. It's just kind of the way life has been this year. So, hey, I have a question for you. Eric, if you had to pick Greg's superpower, what would it be?
I don't remember people picking my superpower.
Let's say marketing superpower.
Well, how many people get to pick their own? That's the that's not anybody's origin story.
Yeah.
I think that Greg's superpower is the ability to make anybody instantly uncomfortable.
Your turn, Greg.
The insecurity finder, apparently. If you have an insecurity, I'm like a metal detector for that stuff. So with Eric, then it is his ability to not work with any paper, just digitally recreate something and design it and still have it not turn out great. So it's just he could go straight to digital really quick and just crush it in the bad way.
Right. Why not fail quickly?
Right. We are doing that. So let's jump in.
Trevor, good banter. I'm glad that we did this.
Yeah, me too. So let's talk about the important issue, which is we got a question, and this question, I don't see who it's from today, but they asked, we really worked on marketing this year. We started on an email newsletter. We advertised on Facebook. We hired an SEO company and bought a marketing automation package. Why doesn't it feel like we're making progress? They filled up the kitchen sink here. So where do we start? And this question was from AG, marketing manager in the healthcare industry. So Greg, Eric, who wants to kick this off?
I think I'll take this one, and although I'm going to quote or paraphrase the great Allen Iverson in saying that we're talking about slactics.
Slactics.
You see that? You see what I did there?
I did. Can you tell us a little more?
We're talking about slactics, and slactics is a word that we use to describe stuff that you do basically to check a box on a checklist to say that you're doing something without actually having a strategy behind it. It doesn't meet any strategic goals, but we do these things because we want to feel like we're shopping for things. We want to feel like we're going through the process of sort of putting marketing in our shopping cart and pressing checkout. And so we're doing these things and we don't know why we're doing them. And so AG writes that they really worked on marketing this year, but everything else that they list after that point is just stuff. It wasn't, we had the goal of growing X by Y%. We didn't say they didn't say that they were building X or meeting this objective. It's stuff. We thought that we had to get this stuff. We thought we needed to start buying ads on Facebook, so we did. We hired an SEO company. We bought marketing automation tools. It's all just stuff. And if they're not there to serve a goal, then they're never going to serve anything except for checking that item on your list that says, we need to start doing this.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times you could even find success when you're doing stuff. So like you could grow a Facebook page and a Twitter handle or an Instagram account and have it be wildly successful and not really serve any business needs. Like
you can achieve nice amount of success even by just sending an email newsletter for the first time. If you're not doing that, it's amazing what that can do for a business almost instantaneously, because all of a sudden we're making things out of nothing.
And the reason people gravitate towards it is we gravitate towards the things that are tangible. It's a thing we see, it's a thing we do. So we have like what we'd consider to be an understanding of it because we use these platforms. But really, once you're on the other side of the stage, the metaphorical stage, then just because you see a play doesn't mean you know how it's produced. And so I think that's the big thing here is like everybody gravitates towards the play as though they understand the actors and what it took to make it. But really the things that happen behind the scenes are a completely different practice. And so if you didn't have that cohesive narrative and that structure to begin with, play would have never occurred. So just because you can see it and just because it's tangible to you doesn't mean that you could see how it's produced and how successful plays are made is the big thing.
I like that analogy. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's backstage. What do we need to do to have success with our email, with our newsletters, with Facebook, with SEO, marketing automation? What are the steps? What are the things that need to be put into place to make that?
You flip that around. So it's not about the platforms. Is you start with the question of what is success, and then how do these other activities and things that were our tactics and stuff fall into this bigger strategy.
And it's not about and it's not about, well, what's Facebook doing, what's SEO doing. It's about what does the goal look like, and how are we getting there, and do you value in an organization, do you value the things that are actually going to get us there? This is AG as a marketing manager, and so he or she likely reports to a marketing director who reports to maybe a VP of sales and marketing or what have you, and up the chain. And AG has the burden of not only achieving things, but making it look like actual work is being done. If you don't value the process and you don't value what comes out of it, then all you're ever going to get is stuff. And so what happens is that somebody ends up getting just a whole lot of work dumped on their plate, and we don't always know why it's there, but we're doing it and we're checking the boxes and we're getting it done. And so maybe the Facebook numbers are good, maybe they're not good. Who knows? But like Greg said, if you haven't defined what success looks like, how do you know that you're ever getting there? And so what success probably looks like for an organization like this is probably, and I'm just guessing, and I'm going to say it's healthcare, maybe new patient acquisition or consultations is the metric. Maybe it's about increasing lifetime value in the patients that we have, or the people or things that we're caring for in this healthcare organization that we don't know a lot about. So what are the things that we're actually trying to achieve? And then let's put the practices in place that'll help us get there. And let's start thinking strategically and stay away from the slactics that keep people busy, make it look like we're doing stuff, but don't actually achieve any value or create that value that we're looking for.
Yeah. Greg, what are your thoughts?
I have very little to add to that. I feel like this is probably hitting that point of being long enough. And then also I just noticed that everybody's touched their face so many times during this thing. I remember when at the beginning, this was all just like, don't touch your face. And now everybody's just like, nah, we can wear a mask, but we're going to still touch our faces.
I bet that you never even realized how much you touch your face.
No, had no idea. But now that we're on camera, I see nothing but that. It's like, but it turned out that I think the surface stuff ended up being a slactic of sort. It was something that made people feel good at the beginning, and then it turned out that most transmission was airborne. And so this touch-based vector wasn't very relevant to begin with.
Yeah, neither was the last 1 minute of conversation. So let's.
Oh well, in that case, Greg, what's Trevor's superpower?
Oh, here we go.
Ooh. Oh, Trevor's superpower. Just like my superpower is being able to sniff out people's insecurity, I'm going to use my superpower. Trevor's is being able to get easily uncomfortable but still work through it.
I'll take that. My superpower is surviving COVID with 4 kids.
All right.
Keeping some hair.
Yeah.
All right,
Man.
All right. So I think that was a really good question. And I think probably something a lot of businesses are really, will help and help them understand that what you can have these, as Eric refers to, slactics, which are checklists. You have to have a goal in mind and a purpose behind every single marketing campaign that you launch. I mean, and
I would say avoid the checklist at first. The checklists are often the things that we're looking to put a check mark on the paper when really it's not about the check mark.
Right. And that's success. Well, but I did this, and this, and this. That means I'm successful.
Yeah.
And
right.
And it's a false metric. You should know why you're doing things, and you should know when you're spending money what that money is supposed to buy you.
Yeah. And I will say I've talked to a few marketing managers who their biggest challenge is measuring their marketing results. So this is something that we would definitely, we could probably spend another hour on talking about how you would measure your marketing efforts. If it's something you want to talk to us about, you have the email right there, secondimpressions@astound.com. Shoot us a message. We're glad to continue the conversation with you. If you do have a question, send it over to us and we will cover it on one of these episodes. So appreciate you tuning in. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Be well. Be safe, everybody. See you again.
Later.